Hello, welcome back, welcome back. Happy Thursday, welcome all. So I did want to do a second video for today. And in this video, I wanted to discuss the benefits of positive thinking. So when we are a pessimist and we are pessimistic about life, we tend to have a victim mentality. We tend to live in a woe is me attitude. We tend to say that, situations are out of my control. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to take action. We tend to, pessimists are people who tend to overthink. They are people who tend to overanalyze, overthink to the point to they mentally confuse themselves and they feel in that Eight of Swords energy. They feel blindfolded. They feel stuck. They feel like, there's no way out. I can't do anything. But if you know anything about tarot and you know that that Eight of Swords energy, you can remove those blindfolds. You're not really stuck. It's all a mental thing. And so if you're a pessimist, overthinking and overanalyzing causes you to be in a mental prison. It causes confusion to the point of you're paralyzed. You're resistant. There's a fear of change. You don't want to see that the way out. You don't want to understand and know that you are in control. You have the tools necessary to change your life. So the benefits of positive thinking is one. It's good for your mental well-being, but when you come from a place of positivity, you have more you have more you have more energy. You when you come from a place of positivity, you feel good about your life. You become radiant. You become bold. You become courageous. You have this inner strength and you have this willpower within yourself to be resilient, to overcome. You become unstoppable. You become this unstoppable force within yourself when you learn to speak with positivity, when you learn to empower your thoughts with positivity. And this is the importance of learning to speak with positive affirmations. And that, positive affirmations, we can speak life over our lives. Typically, when we are pessimistic, we are speaking doom. We're speaking curses over our lives. Remember, the tongue is a powerful thing. Our thoughts are a powerful thing. So when we learn to speak with positivity, we are learning to speak life over our lives. We're giving our life new meaning. And so when you start to feel good about yourself, it changes who you are. It changes who you are as a person. Once you feel good about yourself, you develop something called passion. That passion, that spark, it reunites the fire within you to create change, to become resilient, to make to take steps that you would have never thought to take. You start to see ways out. You start to see, different doors starts to open up. Doors that was once closed. Your finances. People don't realize when you speak negativity, it not only you know messes with your mindset, but it deals with every area of your life. It deals with your finances. It deals with your relationship. It deals with your children. It deals with your job. If you are a pessimistic person, that negativity, that negative mindset, that negative energy, that negative emotions and patterns and behaviors that you carry are going to be exemplified in every area of your life. And this is why it's very important to learn to speak with positivity. The benefits of being a positive person, learning to see the good in everything, learning to see that life is not happening for you, that it's happening to you, learning to understand that, it's the energy of gratitude. Even when I go through trials and tribulations in my life, and trust me, I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. I've lost a husband of 13 and a half years. I've lost jobs, numerous jobs in the last 11 years. I've been down when my husband died. I had to take our life savings to bury my husband. We didn't have life insurance. And as you all know, funerals are very expensive. And we wasn't prepared to have to bury him. We wasn't saving to bury him. We were saving to move. We were saving to do different things. So I had to take our life savings and I had to bury him. I had to, just do it because it needed to be done. I couldn't, I'm a strong-willed person. So in my mind, I did what the Lord asked me to do at that time, which is, he needed to be put in the ground. And I had to do what I had to do. I had to suck it up. But the Lord says, that was a test for me. That was my callous. That was my dark night of the soul. I even pulled away from the Lord at that time because I was angry. I was operating out of anger. I was very depressed. I couldn't understand, even though I'm somebody, I have spiritual gifts and I have spiritual abilities. I knew a year before my husband passed that he was going to pass away. But that didn't change the pain that his death brought to my life. Even though I knew a year before he passed that he was going to pass, and he did end up passing a year later, and he knew he was going to pass too, but that didn't change the fact that when it happened, that pain, that grief, that anger, that bitterness, that hatred, it didn't make it go away. I had to learn to understand that it was his time. His lesson here on this earth had been completed. And I had to understand that I had did everything that I could possibly do in order that needed to be done. I couldn't save him. I couldn't perform a miracle. I'm not the Lord. It was just his time to go, and I had to make peace with that. And that was a very tough point for me. I had just started a new position in corporate America, and thank God for me. When I started the position, I was with a company that that really fell for me because they was like, oh my God, like she just started and she just lost her husband. And I mean, when I said the company was there, I mean, the company was, delivering food. They was there for me and my children. But when it got time for me to go to work, and I'm coming back to work, 2 weeks after my husband had passed, and they're looking at me like, why is she at work? Like, we understand she just lost her husband. We not pressed, for you to be here. We understand that you time, but I wanted to kind of show, like, look, I'm strong. I rather be here. And I had moments, I had moments where I broke down at work. I was crying, and I had the VP of the company because he just had lost his mother months before I lost my husband. And I remember I was sitting down eating lunch in the cafeteria, and the VP came down and he saw it and he held my hand and he was like, wow, because he saw me crying. I didn't even realize this was the VP. I didn't even know who this man was, but he came and he sat down and he was like, he introduced himself. He said who he was. He was like, my heart goes out to you. I don't even know how you hear. I applaud you. And then one thing about me too, it was like I've always been a hard worker, and people were amazed at how I was able to come back in to work and to function after losing somebody. But I was able to do it. And the reason why that I was so successful in doing that is because I have always been a person that speaks positivity. I've always been a person that knows how to manifest. There's so many different ways to manifest and manifest that law of attraction, attracting what it is that you desire. So for me to be, successful, it was nothing because I know how to program the mind for my heart's desires for what I want to have in life. So to be able to come in after losing somebody and to get back to work, I just programmed my mind on what I wanted to achieve, and which is for me to be successful, which was for me to get promoted. And honestly, I want to say within maybe 3.5 weeks after he died, I was up for promotion. They couldn't believe, wow, she's coming in, after her husband passed, and she's knocking all of this out, and she's very good. I was in a leadership role at the time. I was in a supervisor role, and the vice president was, sitting down to me, giving me kudos, but he's also was showing empathy. And and this is a piggyback to say, when we are somebody that can speak positivities in our lives, we can show other people empathy. We can be sympathetic to other people. We can understand what somebody else is going through. We can put our pride to the side. We can put the ego to the side, and we can put our arrogance and everything away. We can let the guard down, and we can learn to speak in a place of just being vulnerable, in a place of being open and honest. So when you come from that place and you're living in positivity, guess what? You're no longer dealing with stress. You're no longer dealing with worries and anxieties. You are no longer dealing with suicidal thoughts. When you can live in positivity, then there's no fear, there's no worries, there's no doubts about your life, because you can speak the change that you want to see in your life. And speaking positivity is not as easy as it seems, because you have to believe what you're saying. And this is why it's very important when you speak those positive affirmations that you are consistent, that you do this in the mirror, that you do it to the point that where you believe it, that it becomes your Bible. It becomes everything that you're saying. That's what you want to feel. Because what tends to happen with people who, are new to speaking positive affirmation or trying to speak positivity into their lives, they tend to give up because they're not consistent. They don't believe it. It doesn't take 4 or 5 months to start speaking positivity in your life. After 2 weeks of speaking positivity, your life is going to have a drastic change, especially if your heart is open to believing what you're speaking. So I implore you guys today, learn to speak with positivity. Learn to change your mindset. Learn to change the perception, your perspective on how you see things. Learn to speak life into your life with positivity. If you don't know how to speak positivity into your life, please reach out to me. You can choose me to be your life coach, and I can guide you on ways to speak positivity in your life. I can guide you on how to become a master manifestor in your life. I can teach you and give you the tools that you need in order to become a better version of yourself. Become the change that you want to see. Thank you guys. I just wanted to come back with a second video of speaking positivity into your life, the benefits. So peace out.